Hi, so let's move on to the next problems that are D1 and D2. We'll be discussing them simultaneously. The only difference between them is the constraints. Let me just first read the problem to you guys. So we are given a string S consisting of n lowercase English letters. Given find the longest string T which satisfies the following conditions. The length of T does not exceed length of S. T is a palindrome, and there exists two strings A and B, possibly empty, such that T equals to A plus B, where plus means concatenation, and A is a prefix of S, while B is a suffix of S. So basically, we have to choose some prefix of S and some suffix of S, and just concatenate them together, and the resultant string should be a palindrome, and we need to find the longest such string, right? As we can see in the D1, it says that the sum of lengths of strings over all test cases does not exceed 5000, whereas for D2 the sum can be as large as 10 raised to power 6. Okay, so uh, in the sample we can see for A it is going to be A only, and for this string the largest T is A B C D F D C B A. Okay, A B C D F D and C B A. Okay, this is the prefix that they have used, and this is the suffix. Similarly, for the rest of the test cases you can have a look if you want to. So from this point onwards I'll be discussing the solution. It will be the right time to pause and think if you want to. Okay, so yeah, just give me a second. Okay, what I'm trying to think here currently is that if we are given a string, let's say s1 s2 Sn, where Si represents the ith character, we need to choose a prefix and a suffix, right? It's obviously possible that the prefix and suffix that we choose are empty. In that case, if the prefix is empty, we are going to choose only a suffix and vice versa. If we see that the s1 should be equal to Sn, right, for that to happen, and parallelly s2 should be equals to Sn minus 1, and so on. So like there will be a prefix and some suffix of the same length that are going to be reverse of each other. Okay, so after having chosen, let's say, a suffix and a prefix of length L, we know that the length is already 2L. Some length L has been chosen from the start, and some length L has been chosen from the end of the string S. Okay, S dot length is the total length, and while I am to choose a prefix and a suffix, and it is not mandatory that their length should be same, in this case what can be done to increase the length further, to maximize the length, is that we can basically choose either out of the string that is being left from indices L to, if I am assuming 0 based indexing, from indices L to okay, I'll just see which index is this going to be. Let's just forget that for right now. Out of the string that is left, if we get the largest palindromic prefix, this one, then we can just concatenate this particular string prefix and this, because this in whole is going to be a palindrome, is going to be a prefix, and this is going to be suffix. This one is going to be equal to this one, and the center part is a palindrome itself, so the resultant is also going to be a palindrome, and this is going to be the largest one. We can be sure that it is going to be the candidate for a largest one, because we are going to choose the largest L, such that the prefix is a reverse of the suffix. And the second scenario can be that after having chosen after having found out the largest L, we can search for the largest suffix out of the remaining string. So what we are basically going to do is find the largest L such that the first L characters are equal to the last L characters in reverse, and out of the remaining string, the center string that remains, we'll find out the largest palindromic prefix and the largest palindromic suffix. Whichever out of them is going to be the largest, let's say the largest string is st, we'll just say that the answer is s of 0 to l minus 1 plus st plus s of the last l characters. If we want the last l characters, we know, let's say the starting index is I, then I plus l minus 1 equals n minus 1. It means I equals to n minus l, and it means n minus l to n minus 1, right? Yeah, so this is going to be the basic approach. Now the thing is, we can easily find the largest L such that the characters match each other, right? It can then be using just a loop. I'll show you how in the code. Now the thing comes, how to find the largest prefix and suffix of this center remaining string. For the task D1, we know that the sum of the lengths of the string is not going to exceed 5000. So what can we basically do is that for every prefix we can try and check if that's a palindrome or not, and parallelly for every suffix we can try and check if that is a palindrome or not. So in this case, the number of prefixes and suffixes are going to be of the order big O of n, and for each prefix or suffix will require big O of length time to check whether it is a palindrome or not. So in that case, the time complexity that we are going to use is going to be big O of n square, and it will work fine for D1, right? But in the case of D2, it won't work. We would have to find out the largest prefix palindrome and the suffix palindrome in linear or maybe big O of n log n time, right? So for that, there are two approaches that I know of. One is using a modified version of Manashe's algorithm. You can read what Manashe's algorithm is, and you can see if you can find out how to do it on the internet. I'll be discussing the other solution that I used myself in the contest. It was to use the KMP algorithm to find the largest prefix and largest suffix palindrome. So what KMP basically does is it just tells us the largest prefix that matches with a suffix, right? Let's say if the string is A B C D C C A B C D, we can see here that the largest prefix that matches any suffix is this, because ABCD is equals to ABCD. So in this case we'll get 4, right? I'll you can read how the KMP algorithm works on the internet, but I'll just simply use it and tell you how to use KMP to find the largest prefix palindrome and the largest suffix palindrome. So without further ado, let's get to the coding part, right? New. Okay, I'll just copy the sample test case. Initially I am getting the test cases, then I am getting the string itself, then let's say n equals to the length of the string, and then what I basically need is I need the largest length such that the first L characters and the last L characters match. Let's say the length equals 0 for now. Now what I'll do is I'll initialize I from 0 and j from the last index, and I'll keep on going until I is less than till I is less than j, and I'll increment I by 1 and decrement j by 1. If s of I is equal to s of j, I'll simply do L plus plus, right? Else I'll just break it. After this point, I'll have the largest length, which is going to be in which case the prefixes and suffixes are going to be the reverse of each other, right? Now I know that the remaining string is from index, the remaining string is remaining is from L to n minus L minus 1, right? And we can simply say that the string remaining is s dot substring L2. We have already used the lengths 2L, right? L from the prefix and L from the suffix. So the remaining string's length is going to be n minus 2L. Okay. And my answer is going to be, initially it's going to be the first L characters, right? S dot str 0 to and length L. Then if there is something remaining, if rem dot size, I need to simply get the largest prefix and largest suffix, and I'll add that to the answer. And after having done that, I'll add to the answer s dot sub str n minus L to L, right? And then I'll simply print my answer. That's it. Now we are left with the part when we have to calculate the largest prefix palindrome and the suffix palindrome for the string rem. Okay. Let's say I have a function that gives me the largest prefix palindrome. So I'll simply pass on the string rem to get the largest prefix palindrome, right? And to get the largest suffix palindrome, I can simply reverse this string and get the prefix palindrome that is the largest, and that is going to be the largest suffix palindrome, right? So I'll try and write the function for getting the length of the largest prefix palindrome. Okay, it will take a string as an input and just return me some length, or let's say answer. Okay, let's see what is to be returned. And I'll simply cut, I have already copied the KMP's code. Okay, it is going to return me the largest prefix that matches the suffix. Okay, so to use this KMP to find what I require, what I can do is I can simply make a string that is, let's say we'll make a string t that is equals to s plus some garbage character, let's say question mark, plus reverse of s. Now as this is going to be reverse, if the original string was a b a c d, then we'll have question mark, and then we'll have d c a b a, right? Now if I apply KMP on this string, and it will simply tell me which is the largest prefix that matches a suffix, right? In this case it's going to be this one, right? So it will basically tell me which is the largest prefix of s that is equal to reverse of itself as well, because in the end I have just appended s after reversing it. I hope it's clear to you guys. Let me now just code it. Okay, I need a string t that is equals to s plus question mark, okay, question mark plus reverse of s. Let's say I have stored it in temp. I can not really temp, let's say I'll just reverse the string and then I'll add it. Okay, now what I have to do is I'll have to simply return the KMP of t, right? Yeah, now for this I'll need two lengths. Let's say length pre equals largest prefix palindrome of rem, right? And now I need to get the largest suffix palindrome. It is also going to be gotten In the same way, we'll just have to reverse it before passing it to the function. Okay, now I'll see which one of these is the larger ones. Let's say uh, the pre one is larger. In this case, I'll simply need to add to the answer uh, rem dot substr 0 to l pre, right? But before this, I'll have to make sure that I reverse the string again, because while uh, when I calculated the largest suffix, I reversed it once. Now I'll have to reverse it again so that it doesn't give me any errors. Else I'll simply just need to add 0 to L sub. I'm adding it from 0 to L sub, and not from the ending, that is from the length minus L sub to n L sub. That's because it has already been reversed. We are already having the reverse of the original string, and we haven't reversed it again, right? So I think this code should work. Let me once just see. Okay. The name of the string here is kmp. I'll just change it to s. Yeah, it has compiled. Let's check it if it works. Okay, a b c d f d c b a x y z y x. Okay, either c or s, it's one and the same thing for this Codeforces. And abba, right? Let me just submit it for the task d2. Let's see. And I think it will get accepted now. So anyway, yeah, it got accepted. Anyway, for D1, I hope it will be easy for you now. All we simply need to do is check for each prefix if it's a palindrome, and we'll just get the largest length. And similarly for each suffix, we'll check if it's a palindrome, and then we'll get the largest length. But for this big of, and it was a little tricky. You can read the KMP algorithm. There are tons of articles available online, and you can use it in this way to find the largest prefix palindrome. I hope the solution is clear to you guys. I'll link down the submissions link in the video description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.